Hi, my babies, and welcome back to another video. It's your girl, Virgo Garden. If you don't know, now you know. Anything you need to know about little me will be down below in the description box. You do not have to be a Virgo to watch this reading. All right, babies, so this is the last one for the month. We got to talk about it. Episode 5, Unable versus Unwilling. This is something that I learned in therapy, y'all. But before we get started, though, quick reminder, I do have a coupon code out to celebrate Queen Alchemy's first birthday. The code is HBD, Queen Alchemy 21. You will get 10% off your entire order. I believe the last day is going to be Monday, though, for that. All right, y'all. So, like I said, this is something that I learned in therapy. The difference, especially like when it comes to your healing, because when you're someone who's healing, it doesn't just come just from you or just out of nowhere. It's other people involved, which is why you have to heal. So sometimes you will run into some, roadblocks with people, and they can make the healing journey hell for you, okay? So especially, the people that society likes to call family. Me personally, I like to call them relatives because I feel like we just related by blood at this point. Family wouldn't do me like that, all right? So this is definitely going to be about two family situations. And it's going to be about the people that is closest to me, and a big part of the reason why I'm even on this healing journey. My parents. We're going to talk about mama and daddy today, okay? Because one of them is unable, but one of them is unwilling, all right? And we're going to break it down how exactly. So the first person we're going to start with is my mommy, okay? I love my mama to pieces. She is my heart. However, I don't have a healthy relationship with my mother. It may appear like that to people because I'm not an evil person. I know how to be around people and have a good time, and I be sitting there holding on to every little thing that they did to me. But I also know to keep one eye on you too. So me and my mother, she doesn't mean to do hurtful things. It's just that she has her own undealt with pain. And because of that, it affects her actions. It affects how she views things. It affects how she treats people. And that's something else that I learned in therapy. A person's perspective is everything, and that will determine where you will get with that person, or even where that person stands with anything. So like I had told y'all before, my therapist said that I view the world through pain glasses, Pain, pain glasses. Like the term rosy colored glasses, like that. She said mine was colored with pain. I've experienced that many traumas that's all I know. And I didn't realize until probably a few years ago, when I was better understanding the real meaning of the spiritual journey, especially with your healing. And someone had pointed out in the comments about the blah blah. Look, I can't get it out today. I got it out in the video before, but I don't think that word gonna come out today. I'm gonna try again. The cellular, there we go, level of healing, changing your DNA, and that's something that I teach y'all. Without even telling y'all that I'm teaching this to y'all. I'm teaching y'all how to heal your aura. And your auric body goes with you to every life. Like in this life, you might be whatever your name is. Let's say your name is like Eric or Deshaun or, I don't know, y'all, Brittany or something like that. You aren't Eric, Deshaun, or Brittany in the last life. And if you haven't done all of your spiritual healing, you won't be Eric, Deshauna, Brittany in the next life, okay? So I do teach y'all how to heal y'all auric body. But like I said, my therapist said I see the world through pain-colored glasses. And that says a lot when I first started going to go see my therapist about where I was at with my healing, okay? And that's why I was there anyway, because I'm like, I keep hitting the brick wall when I keep getting to this family situation. I need some help, some assistance, and a different perspective. Because I keep hitting the same fucking brick wall. And that brick wall hurt. And I ain't trying to keep hitting it. And like I said, that's something that I had to learn a few years ago. That my mother sees the world the same way. She has what I call surface happiness. She puts out this character to the world that she's happy, but she's really not. Because if you listen to the things that she says, the tone that she says certain things, and certain actions, you can tell she's not really happy. She's a beautiful person, has a beautiful heart. She'll take her shirt off her back. She will take her shirt off her back for anybody. But she self-sacrifices too much, and that's why she's not happy. She's been self-sacrificing her whole life. And this is why I say it's important to heal, because whatever issues that you have, that you haven't dealt with, your children take that on in this lifetime. Whatever your parents have not dealt with and healed from, you take that on in this lifetime. Okay? So, my mother self-sacrifices. That is the problem that I took on in this lifetime. So, growing up, my mother was like the second mother of the house because my grandfather and my grandmother got divorced, and she was the oldest. So she took care of the household when my grandmother wasn't there because she was always at work. And coincidentally, not really, that's the same situation with me and my mom. It's not that she was a bad mother, it's just you were always at work. I'm grateful that you were, because I didn't ever have to live in the hood. I didn't ever have to live in the projects. I didn't ever have to go without a meal. I didn't ever have to have the lights get cut off. But she wasn't a present parent, which is what I needed. So, like I said a few years ago, I realized my mother was hurting. And all I could see was my pain, my pain, my pain. Her mother wasn't present. And that's why she was the second mother. She took on other responsibilities. So that's where my mother's like undealt with pain comes from. A big majority of it comes from her childhood. Now, because her mother wasn't present, when my mother was going through certain things or may have had certain questions, her mother wasn't there. And I'm pretty sure just like how she did me when her mother came home from work, I'm tired, I just want to rest, eat, go to sleep. There was no affection. There was no being nurturing. There was no, how was your day? There was no, what are you interested in? Maybe we should get you into these type of classes. Or, there was no present parent in the home. And that can affect a child greatly. Now, my mother is old school. So they grow up, family sticks together. You don't talk about certain things. So she doesn't understand my triggers. Like, it's hard for me to vent to my mother and to get feedback. So, for many years, there has been a strain on our relationship because I feel like that's blocking my healing because she doesn't get it. But I also learned in therapy, it's also not a person's responsibility to get where I'm coming from. It's my responsibility to understand how I feel and why I feel that way and to stand in my truth. And whether someone can get it or not, keep it moving. So my mother is the unable parent. because she's unable to understand how to be affectionate and compassionate and nurturing to a child because her mother wasn't that to her. My grandmother's a sweet person as well, but that connection just was not there. And I feel like it was more criticizing going on, and that has affected my mother later on down the line. And she does the same thing to me. And I'm the one that always does what I have to do, make sure she's straight, make sure her car is working, make sure she has this, make sure she has that, help her set up this, help her set up that, help her with this. I'm always the one that has her back when she's in a bind. And it has caused, like I said, a serious strain because I had to get to a point of my healing to be able to see a different perspective, to understand my mother is just unable. And that's something I probably won't ever get from her. The things that I really needed from her, I probably won't ever get from her because it's just naturally not in her. But it's hurtful because I see her be that way with other people's kids. But anyways, y'all, me and mommy, we're working on it. But, no relationship is perfect. But she is the unable parent because she's unable to understand it. She's just not that type of person. I mean, she's just unable to do so. And of course, there's more to it, y'all. But I want to keep this as short as possible. So we're going to move on to, as y'all have guessed by now, the person that society calls father. I call him my dad. Okay, yeah, father. We'll stick with father. I'm working on the mouth, okay? Working on the mouth. He is the unwilling parent, though, okay? Now, I understand my father has felt pain as well, all right? I'm not taking that from Daddy-O. I'm taking that from him. His father, like I told y'all, I forgot which Sunday Mimosa that was. I told y'all that my father and his siblings are still mad at my granddaddy because he cheated on their mama. Like, I don't even know how many decades ago, y'all. Okay, we talking about over 3 decades ago. I know that. Like, let it go. Like, my goodness. Okay. But, we talked about how my granddaddy cheated on my grandma and had other children, other women. They got divorced. He moved on with his life. Apparently, my grandma didn't. May she rest in peace. But I'm still trying to piece that one together. But anyways, like I said, my father and his siblings have not let that go because their mother was everything to them because she was the only parent in the home at one point. Okay? So, of course, they're all mama babies. All 4 of them. There's other children, but they were the first 4, and it was by my grandma, and they just all mama babies. But like I said, they couldn't get over it. They couldn't get past it. Yes, my granddaddy was a player from the Himalayas. Okay, granddaddy was a pimp. All right, like, and then the crazy shit is, my grandfather is a police officer, retired police officer. But yeah, yo, like, that's crazy, okay? And my grandfather was willing to forgive me for assaulting 2 police officers. I even told my grandfather last year that I do have an issue with people in those, that job type. And he respects my viewpoint because I told him what happened. My father, on the other hand, never showed up to a court date. Never called me when I was in court. Never called me when I was going through it. He wouldn't even pick up the phone. The 8 months I was in court, y'all. And when I did finally get to talk to him, he tells me, I told you so. My mama called him to get some bail money. He wouldn't even pick up the phone. He said, I checked the voicemail as soon as she called me. And she left the voicemail. He said, I went back to sleep. Now, I want y'all to understand what I'm dealing with here, okay? So, I guess because it was in my father, because he saw his daddy slip and slide and do what he do, he as well took that on, and so did my other uncle. I have 3 uncles and an aunt out of those, the first 4 set of children my grandfather had. Well, the first 4 in the first set, okay? And the only person who did not turn out like my granddaddy was I can't even say his name, but I'm gonna call him Uncle CT. Okay, Uncle CT didn't turn out like that. But I got another uncle. We gonna call him Uncle CJ. And my daddy, oh, they both turned out just like how granddaddy did. Player from the Himalayas, slipping and sliding on their wife. Okay, like just no control. And I told y'all it's the saying, a man, and it go for vaginas too. A man that cannot control his penis though cannot control his life. So you cannot control your private parts, your life is in shambles. Because that's not what's running the show. But I just need y'all to have a background on what my father's problem is. That he still blames it on years later. I'm trying to respect his pain, okay? But I mean, damn, this was over 4 decades ago. Like, y'all still holding on to this? Like, gracious. Alright, so now what makes my father the unwilling parent is because he has 3 other children that are older than me. Some by some years, one by 5 months. And I've seen him buy them cars, like support them, go here. Support everything that they did. I've been performing since December 2016. My father showed up to one show. And you know what other show he said he would have showed up to and he wished I would have told him about? When I performed for the NAACP. What makes you think you deserve a ticket? No. It don't work like that. But like I said, I've seen him be supportive of his other children. And my sister, on my dad's side, she is very, very successful. Okay, she has a job in producing and journaling and all that stuff like that for a very, 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 okay, understand what I say, very big network, but I'm not going to say what all that is there. But, yeah, she's very successful and stuff. Like, yes, whoop-de-doo. But he calls her daddy's little girl. And for background, for some of the people who don't know, I was also a secret because I was the outside child. Okay, so I didn't get the same treatment as everybody else did. And I may not have got the same treatment as everybody else did financially. Okay, I don't understand that, but at the same time, I can understand that more than I don't get the same treatment as everybody else does emotionally and mentally when you are interacting with me. Not when you're not there, but when you are interacting with me. Okay? My father told me, because when I turned 18, okay, that's when I realized my daddy ain't shit. He keep making all these promises, keep talking about he don't do nothing. And that's when I started speaking my mind. I would not disrespect him, but I would tell him, you didn't do nothing for me for real. And I would tell him about himself, but in a respectful manner. And that caused tension, and we just grew further and further apart. But I remember the last straw when I was 18, and my cousin was sitting beside me, and I had an old flip phone. And y'all know back in the day, the old flip phones, them janks was loud. Okay, when you was sitting beside somebody, you could hear their conversation. They didn't turn the phone down. And my daddy told me that God is not responsible for me being here. My mother is not responsible for me being here. He is the only person responsible for me being here because he could have left me on a hotel sheet. He told me this when I was 18 years old. He would never say that to any of his other kids, especially not his daddy's little girl. He also told me when I was 16 years old, when I came back from school, and I didn't come back from school. I came back to school because I almost got raped by somebody. And I called my daddy. He's the first person I called. Thank the call. He picks up. I told him what happens. And he told me it was my fault that I almost got raped. He would never say that to his daughter. His other daughter. So please understand when I say some people are unable and some people are unwilling. My father chooses not to be a parent to me because I am a reminder of the mistake that he made. And he doesn't want to have to pay for his mistakes. He's one of them people that think that he can escape karma. Oh, but that bitch is coming though. Know that. But that bitch is coming. So I want y'all to think about some people in your life that you've been having some issues with on your healing journey. Are they really unable or are they really unwilling? Because some people just cannot understand, y'all, where it is that you're at, or what it is that you're saying, or where you're coming from. They just can't. And they may really be trying to, but they just can't because it's not in them. And some people can just refuse to, okay, because they don't want to have to admit that they were wrong. They don't have any self-accountability, and they're just a coward, all honesty. So they just feed you lies to fatten you up so you can fall asleep for a little while and forget about it, okay? So, babies, this is the Sunday in Mimosa. I know it was kind of quick, but I mean, I really didn't want to linger on this topic here too long, okay? I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Do not forget, Queen Alchemy's birthday is still going on. The coupon is capital HBD, Queen Alchemy 21 to get 10% off everything. Queen Alchemy, I love you, babies. I thank y'all so much for y'all support and love. And yes, just keep working on that healing. Okay, because it's really about to pay off. Love you, babies. Mwah.